And we are live. We're gonna live stream all day long, every day. We've become officially a live streaming channel. So I just wanted to share with you some new information that we got yesterday. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let me turn this off. So we got new information yesterday about the brightness and some of the issues that we have with this new Samsung S95F and S90F from Classitech Calibrations. So he took the live stream down. I don't know why. So if he makes a comment, if he tells me he doesn't want this information out there, then I would just, respectfully take this live stream down. But I think it's unfortunate because it was great. This live stream had 3,000 views. Great information. So I don't know what happened, but I wanted to share this because I think it is fantastic. Okay, so we got Ben here in the chat. So what happened with your S90C? He's saying that his S90C is giving him issues, keeps turning off. Reset everything. So you have a technician going home. Well, yeah, I would reset and then just, if you reset and change all the settings back to default, the only thing that he can see is that you reset. And you can just say, I was trying everything I could to fix the TV, and this was a recommendation or something. I don't think it's gonna be a problem. Hopefully you get that fixed. Maybe they replace the power supply or something. That's unfortunate because you got the S90C, the 2000 nits panel, which is great. So yeah, we're gonna talk about I'll try to play this live stream, try to rewind it, but I think if I start moving it, it's gonna say no longer available, most likely, and I wouldn't be able to see it again. Unfortunate, but I'll try it. Otherwise, I took some screenshots from this live stream, and we'll talk about it and see how it goes. So Rufus is saying, bro, the S90D 55-inch went down to $1,000 on Best Buy. Is that a good deal? I think so. The thing is, I got the S90C 65-inch for $1,000. The S90D calibration is better. The white balance, the colors, a near black and all of that, I think it looks more correct to me. But that's not a bad price. I would say go for it. If that's the size you're looking for, that go for it. But it can get lower than that. Definitely. Because I bought the S95C 55-inch for $760. Now that's low. That is very, very low. So the S90D 55-inch could go down like to 800 and something, That would be a no-brainer. But that's not a bad price at all. Hack the S90F, get S95F brightness. Well, that's what I wanted to show. I wanted to show what happens when you hack the TV and get more brightness. But the thing is, a full screen brightness is not going to be the same. Of course, the window brightness, measurement is not gonna be the same. But the S90F is looking amazing. Okay, brightness numbers and everything is looking fantastic. I've seen some comparisons that don't show the difference, but the difference is big. Okay, the difference is big, and the reason why I know that is because, I mean, not big, but it is noticeable. Okay, it is definitely a worthy upgrade. The reason why I know that is because I had the S95C side by side with the S90C. Then I got the S90D. So the S95C brightness is actually lower than the S90F. Not by much, just a little bit lower. So I know how, I've seen it. I've seen it here at home. And I'm telling you, the S90F, it's a great TV. The thing is, side by side with the S95F, it's not close. And why wouldn't you pay the extra to get the brighter TV? One connect box, matte finish, and some issues with the colors and some stuff, some Samsung problems. Okay, basically that's why. So in my opinion, right now, let me tell you, if you don't want to peel off the S95F, the matte finish, if you don't want to remove it, S90F all day long. I mean, it's not even a question. I much rather have the S90F with the glossy finish and pay less for it than have the S95F with the matte finish, one connect box. I'm not sure about the audio, but the S95C audio was broken and the S95F design is very similar. So maybe the audio is also kind of, the bass is buzzing. But regardless, one connect box is a problem. Okay, it's a problem. It's a hazard. It's annoying. It's so wrong. It makes no sense. Okay, it's just terrible idea in my opinion. So yeah, a matte finish is just a no-go. Now the thing is, we can easily remove the matte finish. Okay, maybe not easily for everyone. It takes some labor. Some bad smell if you do it dry. But regardless, anyone can peel off that matte finish. And then you have perfect glossy. You have a TV that looks like your iPhone. If you have an iPhone, or my Samsung S93 Ultra, glossy screen, perfect mirror. Yes, perfect mirror is the best. No, there's no discussion about it. I'm sorry. If you think, oh, that's a mirror, not a TV, you are wrong. Okay, I'm sorry. The best displays that we have are perfect mirrors. Your iPhone, like Samsung S23 Ultra, some of these tablets. I have a laptop that's a perfect mirror. It looks absolutely amazing for what it is when it comes to the coating. So perfect glossy is the best. And that's not an opinion. I'm sorry. It is factually superior. Okay? And if you think otherwise, you are wrong. I'm sorry. It's that simple. So the thing is, S95F, you just peel it off. But if you don't want to do it because of the warranty, I get it. Some people pay $300 for an extended warranty or whatever. I'm not so sure it will void the warranty. Okay, but let's say it does void the warranty. I get it. You don't want to do it because of that. S90F. It's that simple. Guitars and gear. It's a power supply. Is it power supply limited? So, I mean, Samsung restricts these TVs. Like basically, even if you go to a service menu, you can go up to a certain point. Maybe a power limitation or maybe just a hardware limitation somehow. They know how to do it. So they give you whatever they want to give you But yeah, thing is, S90F is looking pretty good. So we'll take a look at the numbers. I'm gonna read your comments on this one, okay? I'm gonna read all the comments if I can. So feel free to drop your comment. Now let's go through this and see if it doesn't crash, if I can show you the video. Otherwise, I will show the pictures and we'll go from there. So here's the thing. Let's start with the S95F, okay? Again, flagship TV. It sucks. The One Connect box, the matte finish. Just remove the One Connect box and remove the matte finish and deal with the One Connect box. That's what I would recommend. I think it is worth the extra money, definitely. It's definitely worth the extra money just because of the brightness. Even with all the issues, I think it's just the way to go. And for me, the most impressive thing about this S95F is full screen brightness going over 400 nits full screen with a QD-OLED. Some people think, oh, my TV is bright enough already. I don't need more brightness. Yes, you do. Because for HDR, we need the TV to be even brighter than that. I mean, this 400 nits is awesome. We need 10,000 nits full screen. Why? Because HDR is to give you a more true to life picture quality. Real life is very bright. Okay, things in real life are a lot brighter than these TVs. It's not even close. I'm not even talking about looking at the clouds or looking at the sun. I mean, that's a billion nits or whatever the number. I don't remember. But you just look at a flower under the sun. That's very bright. Okay, so real life is very, very bright, very, very colorful. These TVs are not even close to represent real life. And I think that's the ultimate goal. We want games looking like real life. We want, brightness. Everything is important. The graphics, the resolution, the motion clarity, everything. So 400 nits, that's nothing. Okay? You look out the window, that's way brighter than that already. So to that idea of my TV is bright enough already, wrong. It's not even close. Okay? So this is awesome. Over 400 nits full screen, that is unbelievably good for an OLED. Perfect blacks, perfect contrast, absolutely amazing. Now this was really impressive to me. In a 25% window, over 1100 nits. What that means, 25%, that's like a quarter of the screen. So you divide the screen by 4, all of that, 1150. I mean, that's 1130, 1150, like over 1100 nits. That's amazing, bro. That is absolutely incredible brightness. So what that means is that you can get, you can get 1100 nits in a 25% window. I mean, how can I basically, you can have very large areas of the picture being super bright and they remain that bright. Because the problem with these OLEDs is that they have ABL. So the ABL reduces the brightness the bigger the window size. 25% window, that's a big portion of the screen. You can get over 1100 nits. That is amazing. That's absolutely incredible. So I think that's just absolutely incredible, amazing. So I'll read your comments. Okay, let me read your comments. That's the first thing I wanted to share. Okay, S95F brightness. For me, the highlight is full screen and this 25% window size. That is going to be super impactful. Super impactful. Now, 2300 nits peak, that is awesome too. 10% window is also a big portion of the screen. If you have a big screen, that's a big size that can be very, very bright. 2300 nits, that's awesome. But for me, full screen and 25%, that's incredible. Okay, so let's go. Let me read the comments. Let's see what we got here. Have you heard about Yes? I was gonna make a video about it. PHOLED. I was gonna make a video about it. That looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. But honestly, I think LG is developing the technology, but I believe QD-OLED is going to benefit even more from this PHOLED, because we have blue OLEDs in the back of QD-OLEDs. So imagine you just improve the blue massively. I mean, if you put that on a QD-OLED, how is LG going to compete with that? Because LG already have phosphorescent green and red. So they would just improve the blue to remove the white subpixels. That would be a great improvement. But with QD-OLED, you just replace the whole thing. And now it's just gonna go to the moon. So LG is developing this, but I think QD-OLED is gonna benefit even more than what LG is doing with phosphorescent blue. Maybe I am missing something, but if I am right on that one, LG is gonna get killed with its own technology. It's gonna be insane. The improvement on the QD-OLED is gonna be absolutely insane because of the efficiency. You can get a lot brighter with a lot less energy. So it's gonna be insane. So matte finish and one connect box, yeah, it really sucks. But for me, S95F, S95D and S95F was completely out of my radar. Like, I would never buy it. But after I saw Luke, just peel off the screen and show everyone you can do it, I was just blown away. I'm like, yeah, I need to buy an S95F just to do that. So now the S95F can be the glossiest, the most beautiful TV in the world. So yeah, blue PHOLED. Yeah, matte finish is just disgusting. It is really bad. I'm sorry. I get it. See, the thing is, the reason why a lot of people defend the matte finish is very simple. They like their TV. Why? Because it's amazing. Of course you're going to like it. I mean, you buy an S95F, it's going to blow you away regardless. My point is, without the matte finish, it's much better. It is much, much, much better than that. And the people against removing the matte finish is because they are afraid of doing it. Everyone who has removed the matte finish is happy about it. I'm gonna show you in this live stream. I have more pictures and more testimonies. I'm gonna share with you a bunch of emails that I received from people who removed the matte finish in their monitors and their TVs and what they say about it. I don't have a single person that have commented, hey, I removed the matte finish and I regret doing it. Not a single person have said, that was a bad idea. The TV looks worse, or the monitor is now a mirror and I can see myself in the monitor and that sucks. Nobody has said that. Everyone is saying, wow, this looks on my iPhone. It looks so much clearer now. The tint improved. It was reduced significantly. That magenta tint of OLED, it looks more black. It looks more clear. The contrast, the sharpness. Everyone is happy about it. So the people who criticize doing this is because they have not done that. They don't have a QD-OLED with a matte finish. They are not suffering the problem. Or they are afraid of doing it. That's it. There's no one who has done it that regrets and is saying, oh, I don't like it. I haven't seen it. Not a single person. all the opposite. What I've got is just super positive about the matte finish. And I'm gonna show you. I'll show you a bunch of examples about it. So, okay, let me check some of the recent comments and then we'll go over it. So, what is this numbers? What are these numbers from S90C? What is these numbers from the S90F? Okay, let me see. Oh, so this is the QN95C. I just wish they kept 120 Hertz and 144 VFI. So this QN90F. Okay, remember, let me tell you something. I don't know what was going on with the QN90F at the store. It was probably the settings, but that TV looked absolutely terrible. At the store, it looked completely washed out. I hope it's the settings that they were using, but there was something broken about that TV. None of the TVs at the store looked like that. None. Even the QN80F was looking better. It was looking normal. There was something very wrong about that TV at the store, and I showed that on the video. We can maybe check it out later. I don't know what happens. It was very wrong. I'm saying it was super bright, but it was washed out completely, like super washed out for some reason. But yeah, mini LED, 100% window over 600 nits. That's expected with mini LED. Maybe, yeah, maybe. But even without the local dimming, it was looking bad, man. I'll show the video again, like what I recorded at the store. It was really, really bad. That should not be like that. It should not be like that. Okay, so let me see the comments I missed. So is G4 better than S95D? No. So look, in my opinion, again, if you have the G4, it's a great TV, bro. It's an amazing TV. Don't get me wrong, but in my opinion, G4 is not better than any QD-OLEDs. It is not better, especially when you see, uniformity, gradation of colors, the color brightness. It's not better, okay? But definitely, the S90F and the S95C, they definitely blow the G4 out of the water, especially the S90F. So let's see. Let me see if I can move this live stream. I'm gonna start. Okay, so it's only gonna show me the parts. Oh, actually, it crashed already. Yeah, it crashed already. Yeah, private video. It crashed. So unfortunately, this video was taken down. But let me show you the screenshots that I took from it. So this is from this video, from this live stream yesterday. So the S90F. So these are the numbers out of the box HDR filmmaker mode on the S90F. But I am interested after you mod the TV. Let me see. So this is after you mod the TV. Let's see, this is calibrated. So that's the thing. I don't even remember what this is. So I think this is the S90F after calibration. So you can get over 2,000 nits in a 5%, in a 2% window, over 1,900 nits in a 5% window, and 1,500 nits in a 10% window. I think this is the S90F. So the thing is, for example, G4, 10% window, 1,500 nits is close to that. G4 is close to that. But we're talking about QD-OLED. So the color brightness is gonna be far superior, not even close. Look, I showed this, and I think this is very important, and it is something that I haven't seen on any comparisons. Let me show you this. If I get the G5, for example, look, let me tell you one way we get the G5 for the channel. Samsung sends me the S95F, and with the crowdfunding, I get the G5, and then I, of course, replace it later for the S95F. Or maybe the G5 is gonna blow me away, and then I'm going to want to keep it instead. So that's one way we get the G5. So this is what I would do. If I get the G5 and the S95F side by side, and even my S90D, I bet gets close enough, or maybe even better. I don't think it's gonna be better, but it might get close enough to the G5 if I do this. Look, this is what I want to see with a comparison, and I think this is very, very, very important. It does matter at all, a lot. It does matter a lot. So let me get this. This is what I want to see with this. Look, play this. You want to compare G5 or G4 versus QD-OLED and tell me that the colors are close? Do this. That's what I want to see. If you think the G5 or G4 can get close to QD-OLED, compare this test pattern. Color clipping test pattern. I'm telling you, S95F versus the G5, opening this, not even close. Okay, it will not be close, I promise you. No way. Okay, and this is very important because these super saturated colors, I see this with games all the time. Why? Because if the game doesn't have these colors, I change the game. Okay, I use reshade, I juice it up. So I want to see this. I want to see these super saturated colors. Okay, so that's where the QD-OLED is just gonna blow WRGB OLED out of the water. I would like to see my S90D, which is not even close to the brightness of the G5. I would like to see it versus the G5. It might be close. It's that big. The difference is that big with WRGB versus QD-OLED. So yeah, that's the thing. So G4 in comparison, even with any QD-OLED, I would say not. It's not. I don't think it's gonna be close. So let me go again back to these brightness numbers, and we go from there. But again, look, we are, you know, the super enthusiasts. That's why I say these things. For regular, most people watch very, very low quality content, bro. I'm talking about PC gaming. That's where you see, PC gaming is the highest quality content. You have to understand that. The content that most people watch is very low quality. Very, very low quality. With HDR, it's not even bright enough for these TVs. So that's the thing. So the thing is, I have a QD-OLED gaming monitor, but for Netflix, I have the G4 currently. So, you know, I don't know why the QD-OLED monitors are not as colorful either. They are not close to the brightness of the TVs, and they are not as colorful either. I don't know why. And you see it on the reviews, the color gamut. The number is a lot lower. It's like 10 points lower for some reason. So I don't know what's going on with QD-OLED monitors. Definitely the brightness is very lackluster. G4 is a great TV. Yeah, I mean, if upgrade from the G4 is, you just want to have the best of the best. Otherwise, I mean, you just keep that TV for many years. Okay, what do you think about TVs like the Hisense U8N that reach peak brightness of nearly 3700 nits and has 2000 local dimming zones. So here's the thing. For HDR, and just picture quality in general, the most important thing is from 0 to 1000 nits. And this comes from, I mean, I've seen this everywhere, but we did a live stream with Classy, Tech Calibrations, and he emphasizes that. That's the most important thing. Because the thing is, the way we perceive brightness is in a logarithmic way. So what that means is basically the jump from 1000 nits to 10,000 nits. You think, oh wow, it's a huge, brightness jump. So the thing is, from 100 nits to 1000 nits, that's the same jump as from 1000 nits to 10,000 nits, because it's a logarithmic function. So, I mean, from 0 to 1000 to 1000 to 10,000. I'm sorry, I said it wrong. So the thing is, yes, we need super high brightness like that. That is awesome. But more important than that is from 0 to 100, or from 0 to 1000. It's a lot more important. The accuracy, the near black performance, the color saturation, the accuracy, and all of that. So in that regard, it doesn't matter how many dimming zones the LCD has. It cannot come close to OLEDs. So I think the reason why LCD prevails is because it's cheaper to manufacture. It makes them a lot of money. But LCD is not a good technology. It is not a good technology. Now, that TV looks amazing, I'm sure. I mean, you're looking at 3700 nits. I mean, it's gonna look very impactful. Absolutely amazing. But the thing is, with mini LED, you have when you look at it off angle, looks different. You have the uniformity and vertical banding, there's a screen effect. You have many defects that are inherent to the technology. Then for gaming, the dimming zones might not work the same, so then you have a different TV for gaming with low latency. But for those people who say, oh, my living room, I cannot control the lights, or for some reason I like to watch the TV with the lights on, or why would you get an OLED? That doesn't make any sense. It's just save the money and get a mini LED for a lower price. I mean, so that's my take. For most people that don't control the lights, don't waste your money with an OLED. Definitely don't get a QD-OLED. The QD-OLED looks terrible. QD-OLED looks the worst under lighting conditions. It looks absolutely terrible. So don't waste your money with a QD-OLED. So that's the thing. But I'm sure that's a great TV. I mean, if I ever try a mini LED TV, it's because I get one for review. I want to get the Samsung 8K for review. But there's no way I would buy that TV. I mean, a matte finish with a zero connect box, which is terrible for gaming. I mean, Samsung on top of that. I mean, there's no way I would buy that TV. But I want to try my 5090 with the 8K, so I might get that TV for review if I can. But I would not recommend it. I think it just doesn't make any sense. Okay, so let me see. I missed a lot of comments. Make a video of your reaction to GTA 6 trailer. Oh, I just did. I did a 2-hour-long live stream. Check it out. I mean, that live stream, man, I thought I was showing I was zooming in the details. I thought that was coming across on the stream, but it was just for me. So I was zooming in using Windows Plus, but you couldn't see it on the stream. So, and then I was focused on the stream. I didn't see the comments saying that was happening. But well, I gave my thoughts there. I cannot repeat that. So let me see the comments I missed. So I have a lot of comments here from AMP. I wonder how the color, volume, luminance stack up between QN90F, S90F, G4, G5. So the mini LED colors are very good. They're better. They're gonna be better than the G4. Again, I don't know what happened with the QN90F on the store. It looked terrible. So I wish I could have that TV at home to fix it, or change the settings or something, because that TV looked broken at the store. And G5, it seems to be pretty good. I haven't seen it in person yet. I'm looking forward to it. The G5 should be at the store in like 2 or 3 weeks, based on what they told me. I'm gonna make a video about it. I'm gonna go to the store and record the G5. But still, the G5 is WRGB OLED. The color luminance, like I asked Classy on the previous live stream that I was doing about the S95F, what about color luminance? And he was saying, for example, I asked him like yellow, for example. He said, don't quote me on this, like the numbers, I might not remember it exactly, but it was close to this. With QD-OLED, you get like over 2000 nits yellow, for example. The G5 would be like 1000. Okay, not even close. It was like a double, more than double for QD-OLED. So color luminance with QD-OLED is far superior. It is not even close. So again, even my S90D, I would like to see it side by side with the G5. Just open that color clipping test pattern. I think it's gonna be close. And I wouldn't be surprised if my S90D, which is not even close to the brightness of the G5, but color brightness, it might be close. So that's just crazy. That tells you everything you need to know about that. Colors. Well, the idea of high brightness in SDR is to retain good brightness during BFI. But the thing is, BFI is not good at all, especially the BFI that these TVs have. The C1 doesn't have BFI. The C1 has this rolling scan of the frames that is similar to what CRTs used to do. So that is much better. It is actually so much better than the S95C with BFI was almost as bright as my LG C1 with OLED Motion Pro High at 60 FPS. That is insane, because the S95C is so much brighter than the C1 that it makes it look like it is monochrome in comparison. And I was blown away to see it so close when using BFI. So what that tells you is BFI is just not efficient at all. It's the worst way to flicker on these TVs. It makes no sense. So that's not good at all. We need better. I love flickering technology, but we need much better than that. BFI, it sucks. It's not a good thing at all, and nobody likes it. We need better than that. We need something like the Blurbuster's CRT simulation technology. So, okay, let me show you. This is the, I'll keep reading the comments, but let me show you this. So this is again, the S90F with some service menu tweaks. This is not out of the box. But as you can see here, 10% Windows, like 1500 nits. I think you can actually get close to that out of the box. This was a question that I asked about the color luminance. So as you can see here, this is the S95F color luminance. The yellow, over 2000 nits. That's amazing. You can see here the green color, like 1500 nits. That's just absolutely incredible. So this is where the G5 cannot get. Okay, these numbers right here, so high with the color. That's QD-OLED territory. So let me see if I have more of these pictures. No, I think that's the last one. Yeah, so this was the difference between the issue of the S95F has an issue. We'll talk about it. I'll show you the KG video. Yeah, we'll talk about it. So yeah, this is the S90F numbers. This is out of the box filmmaker mode. So as you can see, when you max out the brightness on the S90F, the full screen brightness goes down significantly. So out of the box, you're getting like 1700 nits in a 10% window and over 300 nits full screen. But if you mod the S95F to get more brightness, yes, you get more brightness in a small window, like 1 or 2% window, over 2000 nits, but the full screen brightness goes down. That's a no-go. I much rather do this. I much rather have this 1700 nits in a 10% window. Otherwise, the 10% window goes down to 1500 nits. So this is much better. 1700 nits in a 10% window and over 300 nits full screen. This is much better. So yeah, I wouldn't do it on the S90F, but the S95F, I'll try it for sure. So yeah, and this is the S95F. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to show from that. I mean, he has more numbers on that live stream, but it was taken offline. So I want to show you also this KG video. Let me find it. This KG video to show the issue with the color on the S95F. It has like a bug with the colors. The Samsung is always something wrong, man. You cannot get it the best to be perfect, no issues. No, there's always something they have to mess up. It's either the One Connect box issues or matte finish. There has to be something they messed up big time. Yeah, the brightness right now. So look, I think right now these TVs are so bright that mini LED doesn't make any sense, because over 400 nits full screen, I mean, why would you get a mini LED? Yeah, it's gonna be brighter full screen, but that's going to be the only advantage. That's it. And burning, it doesn't matter, man. These TVs will break before burning is an issue. I mean, we have here in the chat, we have Ben. He was the one who sent me the 5090. Thank you very much. So we have Ben here in the chat with an S90C. That's a 2 years old TV. That's already giving some issues. These TVs will break before burning. They are not good enough to last, so burning becomes an issue. It's just the way it is. So I don't think burning matters at all anymore. Now, for the super long term, if you plan to have the TV for 10 years, maybe it would matter, but they don't last that long. You see, these older TVs, like I have here, the Pioneer Kuro, yeah, this might last, but these new TVs, they're not good enough. So let me find okay, so let's see. I have an S90F, but I can't return it. Should I try the S95F or just keep the S90? Costco has 90 days return policy. Well, here's the thing. Do you want to go through the hassle of returning the TV, buying the S95F, taking it home, peeling off the matte finish? Because if you don't want to peel off the matte finish, no way. Keep the S95. Keep the S90F. But if you are willing to peel off the matte finish, then it might be worth the thing is, if you see the S90F side by side with the S95F, the S95F will be a lot brighter. A lot brighter. It's going to blow you away. So now the question is, would you be willing to pay the extra for the brighter TV? I think it's a no-brainer. Of course you will. if you enjoy that, of course you will. But now here's the thing. I would say this. Check that S90F. Check the uniformity near black. If the uniformity near black, so open full screen pictures of the grayscale, or on YouTube, open one of these, uniformity tests, especially near black, because QD-OLED with bright colors is gonna be perfect. For the uniformity is gonna be perfect with bright colors. But try near black test patterns like gray. If the uniformity of your S90F is great, maybe you see like a minor banding or something like that, that's fine. But if it's great, don't return it, because you replace it and you get the S95F and it might have terrible uniformity, and now you have to replace it again. But if you try that and the uniformity near black sucks, and you're willing to peel off the S95F, it's a better TV. It's much brighter. That's the thing. It is much brighter. Yeah, and the Bravia 8 Mark II makes absolutely no sense. They want to charge more money when they it's 120 hertz, 2025. I mean, it's the why? I mean, we have 165 hertz with the S95F. How can you come out with a 120 hertz TV and be more expensive? That doesn't make any sense. It just really doesn't make any sense. And Sony, with the Bravia 8 Mark II, had the opportunity to destroy the competition. Absolutely destroy the competition. Why? Because they have the latest generation QD-OLED panel with a glossy finish. Easy win for Sony. You had to deliver 165 hertz. You had to deliver with the gaming features. It was so easy for Sony to be an easy win. And then you can charge more money. That's fine. That's fine. You're the only glossy latest generation QD-OLED. That's fine. Charge more money. But you cannot come out with a 120 hertz TV and charge more money with less features. It makes no sense. So I think no one should buy that TV, honestly. I'm sorry. And then they restrict the brightness. And then you have dimming that you cannot remove like you can with LG and Samsung. With LG and Samsung, you can turn off the ASBL dimming, which is a problem for gaming. With Sony, you cannot do it. Not even on the service menu. So it just makes no sense. They had an easy win, easy. So yeah, we did a 2-hour long live stream, like an hour ago. Check it out. I was blown away. ETA 6, absolutely insane. Like I was expecting the best thing ever. This was better, but unfortunately, I'm gonna have to wait 2 years to play it on the PC. Yeah, I don't know about the discounts from LG. Yeah, G5 is gonna be brighter than the S90F, but the thing is, it's gonna be more expensive, and when it comes to color, it will not be better. Okay, it will not be better than QD-OLED. I will, if I had to choose blindly, S90F, like, it's cheaper, QD-OLED, superior technology. Now you have them side by side. The G5 might impress you more because it is brighter, but color brightness is not gonna be better. It will not be better. So, and QD-OLED has better color, man. Just in general, everything related with color, QD-OLED is better. So, I would get the S90F. Now, where you win the argument easily, 165 hertz. That is better than 144 hertz. So for PC gaming, G5 with some ambient light, the G5 will look the best under lighting conditions. It will have the best contrast. You have 165 hertz. LG has the best settings. So G5 is an awesome TV, don't get me wrong. But picture quality, QD-OLED. But the 165 definitely, it matters a lot. 165 matters. So, but yeah, I get the S95F if you want the 165, and then S95F, in my opinion, based on the numbers that I've seen and everything, even when the G5 might be brighter, full screen, it's very impressive. G5 is great, but no, S95F is superior. Forget about it. Forget about it. So, oh, if you don't tell me he worked on The Last of Us, I wouldn't know. So as a guitar player, that's like super, how can I say, that's very generic. The composition of The Last of Us is like extremely generic. It's like less than beginner. But it's okay if it sounds good and people like it, but that's like very, 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 very generic. Not because it's easy to play, of course. It is very easy to play. But just the composition. I mean, that's something that I would play just warming up. Like, it's something that I would just come up with. It's that simple. It's I'm not gonna say it's garbage. I mean, to have good music, it doesn't have to be complicated or anything. Sometimes simplicity is beauty, but yeah, it's not great at all. it's not. I made a video actually on the channel. I have a video where I show how to play that. I was explaining the technique. Actually, let me play that video. I think I can find it here. Let's find that video. That's a piece of cake. Where do I have my? Okay, here it is. So I'm gonna find that video. It was a long time ago. Oh, but I can find it fast here. This is what I like about doing this live stream, that I can play videos. We're gonna check out the Tech with KG video comparison, some video comparisons, and we're gonna check out the issues with the S95F, with the color gamut and all of that. So I showed this like 2 years ago. The thing is, this might be like copyright or something. I don't know. I'm not even playing the real thing. So if I play this, let me remove the sound from my end, so you don't get. Okay, so I remove the sound from my end and I give you sound here. So I'm not hearing what I am playing here, but I kind of know what I do. So the other detail is that we are playing the arpeggios to the inside of the hand. It's like closing the hand, like this. So then you relax this last joint. You relax this joint. You see how when you relax the joint, you have range of motion, and then you close the hand like this. To the inside. It's like closing the hand like this. So you relax that last joint. So you can rest. You do this. You relax. Relax. See how I have my wrist like this. Like that.
See how you have the thumb, you lift the thumb here. So do not have the thumb in the air. See? And then all we're doing is an E minor chord. And we're playing the scale on the third string, like this.
No, this is not a guitar channel, but I'm a guitar teacher. I play classical guitar, electric guitar.
I don't want to play the song so it doesn't get copyright, but these are the notes.
I would like to try that. So yeah, that's where I played. I think I didn't play the song.
You see? I don't want to play it, but this.
You can check it out.
You can do the entire scale.
You can check it out. I think I played that on that video. I'm not hearing it. Let me see if I can, because if I don't hear it, thing is, oh, I know. I can mute my mic. I can mute my mic for a moment to hear what I'm playing. So I can play the part where I played the game song.
See? You can play around with all the notes because you have an open chord here. So then what other chords the song is going to play? It can play this chord. I get copyright. You do. So this is a hammer note, I get copyright, but you know, I don't want to play the song so it doesn't get copyright. See? And then all we're doing is an E minor chord. And we're playing the scale on the third string, like this. I don't want to play the song so it doesn't get copyright.
So basically what I'm doing is I'm showing the technique and the scale, and then the notes you just have to organize it to play the song. But that's very simple. So that's the easy part.
But these are the notes. You see? I don't want to play it, but this. If I play the next note, I get copyright. But you know,
I don't think it's that it's that easy you get copyright. But yeah, if I play the theme, they copyright the video. So I didn't, because I'm like, if I make a video and I get copyright, I mean I am playing the guitar. Like, why would I? You know how YouTube is. So yeah, let me get this out of the way. So yeah, check it out if you want. This is like just on our page. Okay, so let's check out. I mean, we got a lot of comments. Let's check out the Tech with KG video. Let me find it here. Find this. So I'm gonna go Tech with KG. Okay, here it is. So let's check out. I'll have a link in the description of this live stream to KG's channel. We did like a live stream with KG and Gaming Tech a while back. Gaming Tech, with his schedule, he has been busy when we usually do the live streams. But we'll figure it out and we'll do it back again together. Okay, we got a lot of comments. Let me go. Yeah, considering the QN90B. Yeah, I would like to try this mini LED TVs from Samsung because of they have the flickering technology to see if they are good. QN90C is great, but I wish I got in the 77 and 85. And lower the action. Well, that guitar is very, very low actually. My guitar has the action super high because I want to smash the guitar very hard and not get buzzing. So I set up the guitar with a very high action. And that doesn't affect my playing because of the technique. So with good technique, you don't need the action to be super low. Even the electric guitar, I set the action very high in comparison. But yeah, that guitar was that was a good guitar. That's why I made the video, because I was there and I'm like, oh, this guitar looks amazing. So I'm like, oh, let me make a video with this guitar. That's why I did it. It was not like planned or anything. Yeah, I recommend anyone to learn how to play an instrument. Because that develops a different part of your intelligence. So I think it is highly recommended. And if you have the musical, ear, if you're born with it, you should definitely do it. Yeah, I don't know about I don't really know about composers and stuff. My mic volume is lower compared to the video. Okay, yeah, I could maybe increase the volume. The thing is, I am using this reference microphone. I think I should, get closer, but because of the dynamic range of the microphone, the volume is not very high. I could compress my voice, but it would not sound as true to life, basically. So my voice right now is more HDR. I like it more like that. When I listen to myself through this microphone, I think it looks very close to the way it sounds very close to the way I sound. So I think it's good. I prefer like that than compress and just higher volume. So you got the 65 inches 90D. That's the same TV I have. But the QN90B definitely is almost as good. Oh, well, it's a great TV then. Upgrading from a Q90T. I don't even know what that TV is. Going with the S95 because of the pixel level light control. Much more accurate to developers' intent. So you mean developers' intent for movies? So here's the problem. Here is the problem with the creator's intent. Look, in my opinion, it is undeniable for HDR, the closer to accurate, the better. Okay? You want the TV to be as accurate as possible because HDR is an absolute. What that means is basically, with HDR, the creator has full control. It's like you're listening to music, but you don't have the volume control in your hand. The creator decided, okay, this is how loud the song is going to be, or the piece of classical music. This is how loud it will be in each moment. So you can get that full dynamic range, right? Because imagine you start listening to an orchestra music, and at the beginning the volume is very low. And you're like, man, I cannot hear well. And you raise the volume, and then suddenly, it's like, and you're like, you just lower the volume. You get the controller. Let me lower the volume of this thing. So really, the creator should have the full control to deliver the art the best way, the way he wants, the way he believes is the best, basically. So when I'm playing the guitar, I decide if I want to play soft this part, if the next part I want to smash the guitar and just make it loud, right? So HDR is like that. HDR is an absolute. The creator would decide how bright and how colorful each thing is, and you want your display to be as accurate as possible so you can see that. You can see the creator's intent. So the thing is, in theory, that's awesome. That makes sense. Yeah. But here's the problem. You got your brand new S95F, over 2000 nits TV for HDR. And then you're gonna watch Netflix. And then you open a movie, that's like 300 nits HDR. That sucks. So you do not want to waste your time and money with a fantastic HDR TV that can do 2000 nits to watch content that's not even close to the brightness of your display. It's a waste. So obviously the creator of that movie or Netflix or whoever was responsible for that color grading did not have your TV in mind when they created that content. Okay, so I don't care about the creator's intent there. My TV is better. Basically, my TV can show me a creation, can show me a picture quality better than what you try to do. With gaming, the same. Imagine you open a game and the maximum peak brightness that the game will go to is 1000 nits. And there you are, you spend $3,000 more to get the new TV, and now you're locked to 1000 nits. Why would you even go from like an S90D, for example? I have an S90D, that's 1000 nits. Why would I even buy the S95F if I'm gonna play a game that's 1000 nits? That doesn't make any sense. It's a waste of money. Now, even with a 1000 nits content, because the S95F is brighter full screen, you will see a difference. The difference will show. But it's a waste. You get the idea. So now the thing is, with gaming, with PC gaming especially, we can change that. You just use reshade, some mods, and you get all the brightness you want. So when you do that, there's no creator's intent. You're changing the game. You're changing the creators completely. So now you are the creator. So if you're changing the brightness, the near black details, the colors, you're changing absolutely everything. There is no creator's intent. So my point is, at the end, for PC gaming especially, you want to get some experience changing settings, downloading some mods with reshade, like Reno DX and all that, and just tweak the sliders to make the game look the way you want and the way you like it. So it doesn't matter. At that point, you are not respecting the creator's intent. A lot of games don't even have HDR. Are you gonna play on SDR because the game doesn't have HDR? Of course not. Why? Because HDR looks a lot better and you get a lot more details. And I've shown that. I've shown how big the difference is. And actually, we can, before we end the stream, I can do that again. I think I deleted Kina, the game I wanted to show, because that game looks amazing. But really, any game, you can see the difference. It's just huge. So yeah, that's the thing. But yeah, OLED, perfect blacks, perfect contrast. It's just better. It's just gonna look better, regardless of the creator's intent. Yeah, we need 4K 240. That would be great. What's your take on S90F that has last year's QD-OLED panel versus this year's QD-OLED panel tech? Is it worth waiting for S90F to get the newer tech? Oh no, here's the thing. The S90F. So here's what happened with the S90D. Initially, the S90D was using basically the S95C panel, the second gen QD-OLED, and it was brighter. It was going up to 2000 nits, and it was over 200 nits full screen, actually closer to 300. If you go to the service menu and you max out the brightness. And then later, that was the first batch of S90Ds. Later, they updated the panel to a third gen panel, same as the S95D, but they restricted the brightness like hardware. They locked the brightness with power or whatever they did. So you go to the service menu, you increase it, and full screen brightness was the same, 200 nits, and peak 1500 nits. So basically, Samsung nerfed the TV from the factory. Okay, firmware updates, there's no difference whatsoever. Nothing has happened. Nothing has changed. Okay, so there's a lot of misinformation out there with that, and a lot of fear mongering out there. I made a video about it already. You know how that goes. And it was confirmed by our teams. Classy on the live stream yesterday, he mentioned that too. So yeah, no changes with firmware, but Samsung changed the panel of the TV. And they restricted the brightness of the panel. So we don't know what's gonna happen with the S90F. So the S90F right now, it's awesome. It has a panel that's very bright. I mean, look at these numbers. This is fantastic. This is the S90F right now. Let me find it. So right now here, this is the S90F filmmaker mode out of the box measurements. Okay, 1700 nits in a 10% window, and full screen 320 nits. That is awesome. Okay, that is using most likely the S95D panel. If they change the panel to the 4th generation, the same panel as the S95F, they will absolutely restrict the brightness. Otherwise, why would you buy the S95F? If you can go to the service menu and get the S90F looking the same as the S95F, why would you ever buy the S95F, which has a one connect box, which is a big problem? It makes no sense, and it causes a bunch of issues. It has the matte finish, which is absolutely horrendous, and probably broken sound. Why would you do that? So Samsung is not, they're not gonna let you have. So even when the panel is capable of a lot more brightness, they will not let you have it. For example, this S90D panel that I have has the same 3rd generation QD-OLED as the S90F. They could just let it be brighter, and they don't, for product segmentation. So my point is, we don't really know. It might get worse. I don't think it's gonna get better. Now, I hope I'm wrong, because if I'm wrong, I'm buying the S90F. If they change the panel on the S90F and they make it the same as the S95F, I'm not wasting my money. I'm buying the S95, the S90F, going to the service menu and getting all the brightness. So that's it. And what do you have to change the service menu is right here. This is what you have to change in the service menu. I'll show you that one when I get the S95F. So yeah, that's the thing. I've seen them side by side. But let me see, how is the stream going? Let me check it out. Okay, we'll check out the KG video. Let me check these. Let me check this real quick. I'm checking something here real quick. Okay, so we're gonna check this video. Okay, we have 60 on the chat. I was checking an email here to see if I got response from something. Okay, so let's check out the KG video. Let's check out the KG video, this one. So now for this, I'm going to, okay, let me get this out of the way. Let's let that play, and then we'll check it out. Okay, check out the comments. Okay, I've seen them side by side. The average person wouldn't tell any difference between LG and Samsung processing. So, you know, when it comes to the processing, really the only processing I would be interested in would be a smooth gradation for gaming, which we don't have with Samsung or LG. Only Sony has that, and I think it's a good thing. And motion interpolation for gaming, which Samsung has that, Game Motion Plus for gaming. Now, for movie watching, it is very important, the processing, but I just don't care too much about that. I care more about the highest quality content. So the highest quality content is gaming, or, you know, very pristine movie content that's like 60 frames per second or more. Okay, 24 frames per second, 30 FPS content, that is very low quality in my opinion. So I am not interested in that. I get it. Sometimes you just want to watch the movie, and I suffer 30 FPS too. And of course I do use the motion smoothing of the TV. But yeah, not very interested on the processing of the TV, because I don't rely on that. I just use the highest quality content, which is gaming. Let me move myself. Okay, so we're gonna check out the KG video. I'm gonna have a link in the description of this video, so you can check this out. Okay, let's see. Okay, thanks for mentioning it. I'll keep the S95F then. I was just tripping because the 3D look they say they get on the G4 and G5, but before buying mine, I saw G4 at Best Buy and didn't notice the 3D look. The G4 doesn't come even close to your S95F. They are on a different realm. It's just not even close. The S90F blows the G4 out of the water in every single way. There's nothing that the G4 would do better than the S95. There's the S90F, other than, you know, some settings and, you know, the menus or something, but picture quality, not even close. It's not close. So, and I will get the S95F over the G5, even when I haven't seen the G5. Now, this 3D look that people talk about, what they are referring to is the contrast. The G5 will have better contrast than any QD-OLED under lighting conditions. So if you cannot turn off the lights, the G5 is the way to go. Okay, it will look the best for sure. So, but why would you buy an expensive TV if you don't have a dark room? It's a waste of money. Just get a mini LED TV. So yeah, and Game Motion Plus is good. I mean, the fact that I am using Game Motion Plus with a 5090, that should tell you everything. I am playing right now with Game Motion Plus Rise of the Ronin, which is a game that looks absolutely terrible. It runs like a virus. It performs like if you had them mining cryptocurrency in the background. So if you go over 60 FPS, the game it looks stuttery. It's a mess. So what I do is I run it at 60 FPS and I use Game Motion Plus, and that's the only way I can get a smooth motion on that game. Even I can get 100 FPS, 120 FPS with a 5090 on that game, no problem. It looks stuttery. And even when the frame time graph looks solid, perfect, a perfect line, it looks stuttery. I don't know why. So 60 FPS Game Motion Plus is the only way I can play that game. So yeah, I use it with a 5090. So I should tell you, it's actually very good. It's better than Nvidia smooth frames, smooth motion. Not better than Nvidia frame generation at its best, but sometimes Nvidia frame generation doesn't work well for some reason. But they keep trying to fix it with the drivers. Yeah, the game is really good, but I mean, not really. It's a mess. You know, technically that game is awful, but I like the gameplay. I really like it. So yeah, DTS support. The audio stuff, I don't really know. I need to get some good audio gear. But yeah, C5, the only appealing of the C5 is to get a 42 inch TV if you want like a smaller size. But S90D will blow the C5 out of the water. Not even close. It's just not on the same page. So yeah. So Bravia 8 is going to be, man, Bravia 8 is an awesome TV because it's QD-OLED, it's glossy, but unfortunately Sony has dimming for gaming and we cannot turn it off. That's a deal breaker. So you start playing your game and start dimming because we have hot elements and static things on the screen, and you cannot turn that off. With LG, you can turn it off. With Samsung, you can turn it off. Even other companies. I'm not sure Panasonic, I believe so. Or Philips, I think you can turn it off. But for some reason, Sony doesn't let you turn it off, and that's a deal breaker. So you have that, and then you have 120 hertz. That's a no-go. You get 165 hertz with the G5 and with the S95F. So that's the standard right now. Sony's way behind the standard, way behind the competition, and on top of that, it's more expensive. So yeah, it doesn't make any sense. S90F is looking good. If you could get a 77-inch S95F or 77-inch G4, well, I mean, not even close. The S90F is far better. Picture quality is not even a question. It's brighter. And the colors are going to be far superior. It's not even a question. It's not close. S90F is far superior to the G4. Not even close. I mean, I did a live stream a while back arguing even the S90D being dimmer than the G4 would be my choice over the G4, let alone the S90F. The S90F is significantly better than the G4. Definitely, man. Don't make that mistake. I promise you. You will regret if you get the G4 over that. Now, price matters. I mean, if you can get a G4 that's 77-inch for like $1,500, I mean, I would, yeah, buy that. The price matters a lot, but no. I tried Nvidia smooth motion, isn't really bad. Couldn't really get it to work in any game. Would crash everything. I don't know why you're getting that that issue, man. I even tried that feature on stream with a very bad game that was crashing. Remember that Steel Rising game that crashed at the end of the stream? I was trying it with Nvidia smooth motion. I don't know why, but you know, Nvidia has some issues with the drivers. So maybe try the DDU, clean the drivers, and then install them again, and see if that fixes the issue. It works, but it just has artifacts. Why don't build a TV in TV apps like Plex supports? I hate using the Nvidia Shield. It feels like it ruins the picture. I don't know. I'm not a big on TV watching. Like, I've never watched the TV really, but now with the family, I watch a couple of movies. But yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's, again, just look at these numbers. This is not my opinion. I'm telling you, it is not close. Look at these numbers. This is, let me find, this is HDR filmmaker mode, S90F out of the box. Look at this, 1700 nits in a 10% window. The G4 doesn't come close to that. Then you have just all the QD-OLED, benefits. You have also 850 nits in a 25% window. That's, I don't remember the G4 on a 25% window. I don't remember either the full screen. It might be close to this or even higher. But this is QD-OLED, man. Forget about it. This is QD-OLED. Gradation of colors, color uniformity, near black. I mean, everything's just gonna be far better. So let's check out this video from KG. So the thing is, the S95F has an issue. Classy mentioned that on his video, and the issue has like a workaround, but something that Samsung should fix. The accuracy of the S90F out of the box is very good. Actually, Classy said is the best he has ever measured for a out of the box TV, a D65 out of the box, and it was tracking the UTF decently. So that's awesome. That's awesome. The S95F has an issue with the colors, where here the S90F was looking brighter than the S95F, and you can see here on the graph. To the right is the S90F, and to the left is the S95F. So he shows a couple examples, and then he shows how to fix that. So check out his video. I will have a link in the description of the video. So Classy also showed this in his video. So this is what you have to do on the S95F. You go to the color settings, you change to custom, and then the color gamut to VD2020, and then you change to normal. So HDTV Test also mentioned that. So that's it. Go to color gamut, change to VD2020. So you go color space, custom, then color gamut VD2020, then go color space, normal, and that's the workaround to fix that issue. Now that issue, you can see it very clearly here on this shot. So this is before, after. So look to the left, the S95F. This is before, after the fix. Again, before, after. You see to the right is the S90F as a reference. And you can see before the fix, the S90F is looking more saturated than the S95F. It's looking brighter. The colors are looking brighter, which is crazy. So you fix it and you get it even better, of course. So again, before, after. Before, after. Before, after. So big difference. Big difference. So yeah, definitely you have to do that to get all your color brightness back. So check out this video from KG. I will have a link in the description of the video. Does the new Samsung TV has a better menu? I think it does, because now you can increase the size of the menu, and you can add transparency, which is great. Um, Especially if you are calibrating, you're changing settings, you don't want that to affect the ABL kicking in and affecting the brightness measurements and all of that. So I think it's great. So that is something we definitely have to do. The S90F just looks so good for the money. Yeah, I think for the money it's fantastic. Especially wait for a discount. I think that S90F will go down, let's say 65-inch for $1,100, $1,200. Yeah, that's a fantastic TV. I mean, if you can get it for $1,000, 65-inch, like I got my S90C, man, that's gonna be wild. If it drops that low, it's gonna be insane. And if I can get the S95F for the $760, 55-inch, like I got the S95C, that would be just nuts. Let's see, the deals. But I think that's the other argument with Samsung TVs. They go so low in price here in the US that nothing else makes any sense. You have the best technology for the cheapest price, best picture quality. Nothing else makes sense. It's far better. Hey man, where have this stream Saturdays with a gaming tech? The thing is, it's no longer working for his schedule. Like with Keep Communications. Actually, I was gonna make a stream with Adam because Adam can't do it. So I was gonna make a stream with Adam and not with gaming tech because he's busy. He has been busy. So, but they will come back at some point. He will, maybe we can do it a different day. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. But we stay in contact. We stay in contact. I have the C2. In your opinion, will I notice a difference if I upgrade to newer model? Get a QD-OLED. You want to be blown away from a C2, get a QD-OLED. I'm telling you, I have the C1, which has similar brightness to the C2. And when I got QD-OLED, I was blown away. I mean, I went from wanting to have a 55-inch QD-OLED, and I was not even sure if I was gonna like it because of the raised blacks and all of that. After I saw QD-OLED, well, now I have two 65-inch QD-OLED TVs and a 360 hertz, 27-inch monitor. I cannot get enough QD-OLEDs, and I want the S95F. Actually, I want to have three. I want to have the three QD-OLED TVs side by side. I want all of it. But the thing is, man, I just got the 5090. So I cannot justify just keep buying stuff. So I started the fundraising, the crowdfunding, and it was great. At the beginning, a lot of people donated, but it seems like all the people that wanted to donate, they already did. So we need new people to donate because we're still far away. We're at 5% right now, although they lowered the price. I think I'm gonna lower the target because they lowered the price for the S95F. So I bought the 5090. So after buying the 5090, yeah, I don't have any more money. And the thing is, I don't need to have the latest and greatest TV. I'm happy with my S90D. I think it's a great TV. I could have this S90D for 3 more years, no phone. Okay, it's fantastic. But the thing is, what I really want to do is to peel off the matte finish. Okay, I just want to do that. It's just gonna give me an evil pleasure. Like, I mean, it's just Samsung deserves to be heavily criticized, and that's why I'm showing all these examples with people peeling off their TVs. Actually, I forgot about that. Before we finish the stream, I have to show you this. I'm gonna show you how many people have sent me pictures of their monitors and TVs peeled off, and everyone is happy about it. I'll show you this. We'll go through the examples. So yeah, man, C2, absolutely get a QD-OLED, man. You're gonna be blown away. And if you want to stay on the LG ecosystem, you cannot go wrong with the G5. It's gonna be great too. But I would recommend you a QD-OLED. I promise you, you're gonna be blown away. Just turn off the lights. If you have the lights on, it's gonna look awful. I saw the 77-inch S90D drop to $1,900. I mean, that's a great deal. I mean, you go to a service menu on the S90D, you get 3,000 nits. I mean, you just. Oh no, I'm sorry. You said the S90D. I thought you said the S95D. No. I mean, it's a great price, but don't get the S90D, man. Get the brighter TVs. The thing is, the S90D is so restricted by Samsung. I thought you were talking about the S95D because Luke, the one who discovered this, he got the S95D 77-inch for $1,700. But that was because it was open box and it had the screen was damaged a little bit, but he peeled off the damage, so it was perfect behind that. So that was a great deal. But that's not a bad deal, but I want a brighter TV. Basically, the S90D, the problem is the full screen brightness is 200 nits, which is okay, but yeah, man. No, the S90F does not do 400 nits 100% window. It's not even close to that. I showed the numbers here after going to the service menu and maxing out the brightness. So this is out of the box, okay? You get 320 nits full screen. If you go to the service menu and max out the brightness, you get less full screen brightness, not more. Here are the numbers. This is the S90F. By going to the service menu, you're gonna get more than 2,000 nits, but that is on a 2% window. Then on a 5% window, you get 1,900 nits, close to it, a little bit over it. And 10% window, you actually get lower, 1,500 nits. So it is not even worth it to do that at all, especially because the full screen brightness is going down. So out of the box is better. This is HDR filmmaker mode out of the box. This is better. So yeah, that's not true. But I wish it was true. I mean, if that was true, I would get the S90F. I would get the S90F all day. All day. So let's check out the pictures. Okay, we have classy here. So 320 nits full screen was the S. Oh, this is the S95D. Oh, full screen doesn't change. Okay. But classy, you removed this video. I wanted to check this video. Do you mind me sharing these pictures and all of that? I sent you an email. Is that okay? I share all these pictures here. I share these pictures from your stream. This one. So this is the S95F. This is the S95D then. Yeah, that makes sense. S95D. So then this is the S90F. S90F. So this is with the increased brightness. So then the full screen brightness doesn't change. Is the S90F. So this is the same picture. Yeah, this is the same picture. That's it. I didn't take more pictures. I wish I did. So it would be great if you let that live stream online. because you had a lot of good numbers there. So yeah, that's what we got. Oh, you got a copyright claim? Oh, I see. Uploading a trimmed down version. Okay. Well, that makes sense. I mean, this copyright claims is so annoying. I went to the store recording the TVs and I got a copyright claim with the demo material that they were showing at the store. It makes no sense. Okay, so to set the record straight. Okay, S90. Actually, I was saying this is better. The S90F. This is the S90F modded, but I'm not sure if there's an S90F out of the box picture that I miss. Yeah, there has to be, because this is not out of the box. I think this is calibrated. Is this a picture of the S90F calibrated, or is this out of the box filmmaker mode? So it is 1500 nits on the 10% window. Yeah, he showed, the thing is, on the live stream, he showed the sustained brightness graph and everything. "77-inch QD-OLED in the USA." Yeah, in the USA, 55, 65, and 77. Okay, so this is with the service menu mod. So without the service menu mod, it's 1700 on smaller windows out of the box. Okay, so the S90F is 1700 out of the box, and 10% the window is still 1500, right? I show why the service menu mode makes it dimmer. Yeah, so basically when you increase the brightness on the service menu, it affects the EOTF tracking, so it starts rolling off sooner. So what that means is you're actually, so it's gonna look dimmer than out of the box in many scenes if it starts rolling off sooner. But the thing is, for gaming on the PC, I can just increase the brightness. So the thing is, I understand, for accuracy, you don't want that to happen. And I understand that if you increase if you go to the service menu, increase the brightness, and then it starts rolling off sooner, it's gonna look dimmer than out of the box. But if I can get a higher peak, and the full screen brightness doesn't go down, if I can get a higher peak, I can just change the game. So it's 265, 270 full screen, 1500 nits on a 10% window, 1700 a small peak. So this is the S90F. That's fantastic. I mean, that is better than the S95C, better than the G4. That is fantastic. That is very, very, very good. That's very good. So, and then your Classic was saying that out of the box, the white balance was very close. It was D65, so white balance was good. Calibration out of the box was decent. He said it was one of the best, if not the best, out of the box calibration he have seen with these TVs. So I mean, that's a huge win for the S90F. And then you don't have to peel it off. You don't have to deal with the One Connect box issues. I think it's a great TV, especially Black Friday. It's gonna be amazing. So game mode is a bit lower. Oh, 1250, 1350 HDIG, depending on how you set it up. And why? Why would it be lower in game mode? So these numbers you share are not for game mode. So this, let me see again. So these numbers, this is not for game mode. Why would they lower it on game mode? That really sucks. No, so this so that the 300 over 300 nits full screen, that was the S95D. So these are the S95D numbers out of the box. HDR filmmaker mode out of the box, S95D. 320 nits full screen, 1700 nits, and a 10% window. Oh man, that sucks. Why would they lower the brightness for game mode? It doesn't make any sense. I really don't get why these companies, are they afraid of gamers burning the TV or something? That doesn't make any sense. So do the raised blacks QD-OLEDs not bother you all? I mean, it's a problem. It does bother me a lot. I much rather have the QD-OLED look like the G5 when it comes to a screen. It's a lot better. But on a dark room, it's not a big problem. It still doesn't. You don't have the blacks of QD-OLED even on a dark room, because the TV lights up the entire room. It's not the same, but it's still it's a worthy compromise for the benefits. So S95D had 1400 nits for HDIG. Oh, so it was the same situation with the S95D. But let me ask you, if you go to the service menu on the S95D, you can get more brightness. People say they get up to 3000 nits on the service menu. So can't you just change the settings on the service menu and get the same brightness on game mode or even more with the S95D or even the S90F? Because really, I don't really care too much about out of the box. If I can get more brightness on the service menu, I will. I don't care about, burning or anything like that. I take care of the TV. I babysit the TV for that. Will you attempt to remove the anti-glare coating? So here's what's gonna happen. I will do it on the S95F. Most likely, I'm going to be blown away. I will compare that with the glossy coating of my S90D, and I should be able to tell the difference. And if it looks better, and I am almost sure it will look better, I will do it on my S90D and on my S90F and my S90C, and both of them. Now, one reason not to do it would be it's like a protection, and the glossy finish on the S90D or semi-glossy, it's not terrible. So if I mess it up during cleaning, so I'm cleaning it, I mess it up, then I would remove it. But then I would, so the thing is, I'm gonna move at some point. If I have the semi-glossy finish, I consider that like a protection. So transporting the TV, if I damage it a little bit, then I just peel it off. See, it's a problem solved. So that's how I look at it. It's like an insurance that you can fix the TV by removing the coating, basically. On the S95F, I only went from 2200 to 2300. I don't like the reduction in APL, pushing it too far. HDIG is set up using 10% window, so pushing smaller windows has no benefit. So let me ask you, when you increase the brightness on the service menu, I understand that the TV will overtrack the EOTF, and then you have to change the EOTF tracking settings on the service menu to get it accurate. So my question is, the problem with that reduction on APL happens if you try to correct the EOTF to get it accurate. But let's say you don't correct the EOTF at all, it would actually look blown out. It would look brighter than reference, right? So it would look brighter than reference, and then it will start rolling off, and at some point it will be dimmer than if it was accurate. So it will be a mess. I get it. You don't care about that mess. But my point is, if I don't care about, getting it as close as possible to accurate, I could just look at it, change the settings, and not be upset about it. Because the thing is, Classy, here's the thing. When I play the games with HDR mods, I am changing the settings completely. And some of these games don't even have HDR. So when I change the settings, I'm just looking at it to get what I want, to get the brightness that I want, mid-tones, near black visibility that I want. So for me, I think it is better if the TV is just brighter peak. So if it's not as bright, like the mid-tones or something, I just increase the brightness. Not a big problem. So I'll show you that. Look, I'm gonna open a game. I'm gonna show you what I mean by that. And you tell me if I am wrong in that this is not gonna be better. Because I would like to know. I would like to know is this is not gonna be better. So let me see which game should I open. Let me see which game would be a good example to show this. I'm gonna open a game that has Reno DX, but that it is bright. Let me see. For example, this game. This is a very bright game. So I'm gonna open this. Hopefully the stream doesn't crash. Let me limit the frame rate to 60 to have more resources for the stream. Oh, the thing is, this game is gonna compile the shaders because I updated the drivers. Let me see if I have another one. Trying to find a good example. Something that looks colorful. Because I have a bunch of dark games here. Okay, let me try this one. Hopefully the stream doesn't crash. So I'm loading a game. So my point is, I want to hear your take on this. If I am changing the mid-tones, see how bright things are, near black, mid-tones, the highlights, I'm changing everything. Why would I care? If I max out the brightness on the service menu, why would I care that side by side that TV with max out versus like more accurate settings would be darker? Why would I care about that being darker if I can just increase the brightness with the game settings? Why would that be a problem? That's my point. Let me change the... So the game is opening right now. I think it is going to be compiling some shaders, so you might see some stuttering on the stream. Because of course, I updated the drivers, so that happens. Let me get the chat. Okay. Let me see if I missed something. Okay. So with a side-by-side, you would be able to see detail and tonal loss and difference in relative contrast. Without the side-by-side, your memory wouldn't be able to retain very well what you're missing. So you mean the colors will look washed out? Yeah, this is compiling the shaders fast, so I'm at 60% already. So I might get some stuttering. 88% should be done in a moment. So let me see. Yeah, this should be a good example because this game is very, very bright and colorful. I just need to change the settings here. For some reason, oh, it is off. Let me change, whoa. Change this. Turn off the audio. I'm gonna change these to my, I don't know why is this, oh, this is running on my monitor because, okay, so let me see how can I change these. I'm changing the game to my TV so I can show that on the stream with a proper aspect ratio because on this monitor I have the monitor vertically, so that on the stream that would look that would look messed up. Okay, so I'm making, okay, now I should be able to change it. Okay, so I'm opening the game again, so it opens on the TV, not on the monitor. Okay, so this game is gonna show what I'm talking about. Okay, if the display is accurate, it works as a blank canvas. Then if you mod the game to what you want, you would give a better result. That will give a better result. So I definitely, yeah, I get what you're saying. So I definitely understand. Let's say if I'm going to share a mod, I definitely want to have the display as accurate as possible, because then if I tweak the game to my display that has messed up accuracy, then if I share that, it's gonna look bad on, it's not gonna look the same as it looks in front of me for other people. But toy with it and see what you like. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do at the end. That's gonna be all the fun for sure. Okay, so let's see now if I can get this open. You know, these games, to open them is a process. PC gaming is not like just opening the game and it works. No, you get an error right now. It's a crash. So you have to go open the task manager, see what's going on. You have to figure it out. Okay, there's some pain and suffering involved. Let's see, it's like after I close the game, Alt F4, there's like a process of the game that's still open. It doesn't let me open it again. See what's going on. I think you nailed you hit it on the nail. Toy with it. I like it. That's exactly what I do. These are like toys. Toys to play. Okay, let's see if it opens now. I don't see any issues. Okay, game is opening. Also, let me ask you, Classy, before you go, about this new PHOLED technology from LG. I'm not sure if Samsung can jump on that one, but I think if QD-OLED gets that PHOLED upgrade, it's gonna be a bigger upgrade than just the LG getting the blue, because LG already has the green and the red phosphorescent. So to change the blue to phosphorescent is gonna be a big improvement. But for QD-OLED, you're changing everything, you're changing all of them, because it's the backlight it's just blue OLEDs, right? So I think for OLED, like basically what I'm saying, my point is LG, you know, improving this is gonna work against them, because if Samsung gets that same improvement, it's gonna improve more. So I think if LG developed this technology and then Samsung uses the technology, it's gonna work against them, because the competition will improve more than them with their own invention, I think. So that would be hilarious. Okay, so I'm gonna open this save file. Oh, this is gonna show the difference big time, what I'm talking about. So here's what I do. Here's what I do with the games. This is what I want to